dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. Prior to tonight's blue and white game at the Appalachian Wireless Arena, UK men's basketball team made a stop at Jenny Wiley State Resort Park to meet with fans and hand out some winter essentials. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from the Wildcat stop at Jenny Wiley and how much this means to flood victims who've called the park a temporary home following flooding in late July.
Coach John Calipari, as well as the UK and U-Pike men's basketball teams, all came to Jenny Wiley State Resort Park on Saturday to let folks know that they were not alone.
We don't want anyone, Elizabeth included, to think we've forgotten. We haven't forgotten, and it's going to still take time for people to recover from what they're going through, so we want to be there to help.
Interacting with fans and giving those affected by flooding some much-needed winter essentials, like jackets, hoodies, and gloves.
The cold weather's coming. People need, this is a very needed thing for a lot of people.
But more flood relief is coming thanks to generosity from the team.
They said, let's go play a game just to make them feel better, to pick them up. And that game is going to make, I believe, about $150,000, all of it going to flood relief.
Spreading the love.
I'll be 65 years old in April, and I've never felt so much love from people in my life, never.
And making a difference.
He brings a lot of joy to a lot of people in this area. Those Wildcats are great.
In the hearts of Cats fans across the region. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
We'll have more from Coach Cal and his team at the blue and white game in Pikeville tonight at 11. 3 people have been arrested in connection to major vandalism in Logan County. Several places were vandalized with graffiti, including Shawnee Island and several ball fields and churches. Stephanie Nida, Caitlin Woods, and Griffin Williams were arrested. Deputy J.L. Isaacs was able to get security video, which led him to a vehicle and the first suspect, who then confessed. That confession led to the arrest of the other two. In Jessamine County, Kentucky State Police are assisting in an officer-involved shooting. According to a news release, KSP was requested by Nicholasville Police Department to the scene along the 200 block of Green Street in Nicholasville just before 1:30 this afternoon. That's where they encountered a barricaded, suicidal male subject. The male subject was taken to the hospital for treatment. The investigation into the incident remains ongoing. The coach of the Bourbon County High School cross-country team was arrested and charged with sodomy and unlawful transaction with a minor. Investigators say Matthew Parrott had sex with a woman and 2 juveniles who were members of the high school cross-country team. According to an arrest citation, the incident happened in 2015. Parrott is being held on a $10,000 full cash bond. We've reached out to officials with Bourbon County High School, but our requests for comments have not been returned. A skydiver has died after suffering injuries during a high school football pregame performance Friday night. The skydiver was part of the pregame festivities for a Washington County, Tennessee rivalry game between David Crockett and Daniel Boone high schools. Officials say the incident happened on the football field at David Crockett High School, and it delayed the start of the game. No further immediate details were released regarding that situation.
Well, there are no complaints in the weather office today. The weather has been absolutely gorgeous across the region. Let's go over to Buffalo Mountain. You can see we are looking at some clear skies back in the distance. A little bit of cloud cover, but overall not too bad. Current temperature 68 degrees and temperatures across the board. Upper 60s, lower 70s. 70 for Somerset and Jackson, 68 for London, and 64 over in Manchester. We are quiet on Pinpoint Doppler, a clean sweep, and that quiet weather is going to continue for the rest of this evening. If you have any plans, the weather is looking pretty good. Temperatures falling into the upper 40s and lower 50s under a partly cloudy sky. And another beautiful day is in store on Sunday. I have that full forecast in just a little bit. Keaton?
Thank you, Cameron. Several high school theater groups from across the region gathered today for the KTA East Regional Theater Festival at Perry County Central High School. This Kentucky Theater Association festival gives theater groups the opportunity to compete against one another to advance to the state and potentially the national competition. KTA President Phil Neese says with so many sports-oriented competitions out there for students, it's nice to have something theater-related for kids to compete in.
It's a wonderful community of art programs that we have all throughout East Kentucky, and I'm blown away this year by the level of talent and design creativity on the stage with sets and costumes and the whole nine. It is absolutely glorious what we're putting together today at this festival.
After watching all of the county's performances, 3 judges will select the 3 Eastern Kentucky schools to advance to the state competition in Campbellsville next month. Today, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman was in Lexington to help hand out more than 40,000 books. Hundreds of parents, students, and teachers showed up as Fayette County schools partnered with AFT Kentucky, 120 United, and First Book to distribute the books. Lieutenant Governor Coleman said she was proud to help promote literacy in the first of its kind event in Kentucky.
And I am so proud to see everybody here today. I'm so excited, and I cannot believe this is the first time this has ever happened in Kentucky. And look at the turnout here today.
Today's event in Lexington was part of a national effort by the American Federation of Teachers to put 1 million books in the hands of kids across the country. Local officials are reminding the public of burn bans which remain active amid the ongoing dry conditions. Judge executives in Nicholas and Clark counties noted that they were not included on Team Kentucky's statewide burn ban map Friday. Nicholas County Judge Executive Steve Hamilton says it's become a real concern with his communities. Since the ban went up on October 14th, he says several fires have broken out. One spanned at least 8 acres on a county pasture. So he's asking his residents to be mindful of the rules they've been put in place.
Maybe people don't realize it, and we're just trying to educate. It's all we're trying to do to prevent something, hopefully that, prevent a fire in the future.
Hamilton added that these fires, while unintentional, also put an unnecessary strain on first responders and their resources. Haunted houses and trails across the Commonwealth are welcoming scare seekers this weekend to get in the Halloween spirit, but very few have been scaring people as long as one Eastern Kentucky business. WYMT's Alyssa Williams checked in with those at Ferriston's Haunted Forest in London to learn more about their Halloween prep. And just a heads up, this story contains some graphic images.
One of the longest running haunts this region has seen.
Well, it's 23 seasons is what we have done. We actually started in 2000, but we did it in 2000, so we count that as one season. So 23 times we have actually done this.
For more than 2 decades, Lisa Triplett and her husband Plessy have been scaring folks with Ferriston's Haunted Forest, located on Plessy's family farm in London.
We have people come from Michigan, we have people come from Georgia, Virginia, Tennessee, Ohio, it's just, I don't know, it's amazing what it's grown into.
Those with Ferriston's Haunted Forest say haunt season prep starts as early as January.
Every year we already have more ideas for the next year, and we go to some conventions and you see things and you learn more things and learn how to do it better.
A major part of prep for their haunted forest and their haunted house, Myrtle Manor, is coming up with new and exciting things to do every year.
But we change the themes and everything, and change the trail sometimes too. Sometimes they'll go through the barn, sometimes hayfield, sometimes that hayfield's a cornfield. Sometimes we just bypass those totally and just start in the woods. So it makes it different,
Triplett adds, although they have faced some challenges over the years, they have no plans of stopping their haunts anytime soon.
We have all kinds of fun, but we love that people love what we do, so it's humbling that it has grown into what it is.
Hoping to continue scaring people for many years to come. In London, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
That arm looked a little too real for me. Ferriston's Haunted Forest owner Lisa Triplett says loyal employees have been an integral part of keeping the forest going, with some people like Tom Hitt, who we also spoke to, working at the forest for all 23 seasons it's been open.